Good morning, brother and sister. Today we'll have again Hoon Dok Hae from Heavenly Tribe Hoondok book. Chapter 2, Heavenly Parents Ideal Created the World. Section 10, One Family Under Heavenly Parent. True Parents' Words. The unity of the world as a global family is essential for heavenly fortune to come. Astonishing developments in science and technology bind humanity together through a revolution of information, communication, and transportation. Thus, international cooperation is needed and a shared commitment is necessary in order to protect the Earth's fragile environment. But what can bring the power to change people's tendency toward selfishness and their attachment to a self-centered perspective of the world? What can fundamentally resolve the problem of nations completing to satisfy their own interests? Each one of us must find the answer in heaven's law and by means of a fundamental awareness of God, who is our origin and root. The nature of God's true love is to give and want to give more, to give and forget what He has given, and to love His object partner more than Himself. God's love is the only answer. We can get answers when we realize that all human beings are brother and sister under one set of true parents. When all human beings form one family under God and true parents, live for the sake of one another and are united, all problems can be solved. Throughout my life, I have practiced the way of true love and educated people about it. I have lived for the sake of others and created a worldwide foundation. I have raised young people in each nation to live unselfishly for the sake of others. Not only that, I have also conducted international marriage blessing ceremonies in order to establish ideal families of true love that are international, interracial, and interreligious. This is the work that changes the history of human culture. Centered on true love, we have brought down national barriers and have gone beyond racial barriers to overcome hatred. We have fought to give birth to ideal families that live for the sake of one another. As a result, we are forming a new work culture. With the start of the new millennium, we are rapidly heading toward one world. We are leaving behind the era of one nation under God and going toward one cosmos under God. The world of one great family and one global village, which I explained already, is emerging. However, there are two serious obstacles to realizing this ideal: racial discrimination and religious discord. In particular, conflicts among religions represents the most serious impediment to a peaceful world. God did not create denominations and sects. Religion itself is a byproduct of the fall. The movement to break down all varieties of national boundaries and heads to a world of peace, which I already clarified at the UN, is rapidly developing. Sharing thoughts. Peter was a mere fisherman when he became a disciple of Jesus Christ. He used to pray like this on his journey to spread Heavenly Parents' words. Grant me the courage to mend the things that can be mended. Let me accept the things I can mend and give me the wisdom if there are things that can be mended in this world with others. The sin of my flesh have received your judgment, but I am grateful to you for guiding my spirit to live as Heavenly Parent does. We will resemble you and practice love more than anything, and this love covers all the sins. Let me serve others without reserve, and let me, the bearer of Heavenly Parent's endless grace, which I received, I will let my tongue speak the words of my Heavenly Parent and serve others through the power given to me by Heavenly Parent. We can see from Peter's short prayer his strong desire to realize love and prosperity for his neighbors. People have been building barriers throughout history. These barriers have many names as well. Today we see barriers in national borders, language, race, culture, religion, gender, place of birth, and have-nots. These barriers affect not only our hearts, but also the society we live in. We did these barriers. How did these barriers come out, and why have we created them with our selfish hearts? That is because people have forgotten what it's like to be brother and sister, which comes from a concept of one family under Heavenly Parent. Since the fall of Adam and Eve, humanity have been divided into Cain-type people and Abel-type people. This type of conflict still exists today. The human ancestors who were like brothers fell from their position and began to fight. If this is so, then they can unite only centered on their parents. This is because fights between brothers cannot be resolved within that realm of siblings. They can be solved only when their parents appear, embrace them, and help them to have unity. By uniting thanks to their parents, humanity can restore their status on one family under Heavenly Parent as it was envisioned by Him in the first place. We human beings are brother and sister with one common set of parents. Tracing the root of humankind leads to one actual cause, the Creator, our Heavenly Parent. We were created by Heavenly Parent and are all equal beings as brother and sister under Heavenly Parent. That is why we should never pass judgment lightly based on other people's external condition. We have to discover the essence of Heavenly Parent within others that make us all equal. We can slowly break down the barriers that surround us when we regard our neighbors and people around us as our own brother and sister. How can these barriers and racial discrimination within the realm of art that connects brother and sister? As we often say, we will be able to establish a new world through demolishing barriers and overcoming conflicts through love, creating a culture of living for the sake of others. Some people say that today's world is a global village. This means more than just the fact that we can go anywhere in the world within one day thanks to the technological advancement. It also should mean that humanity realize that we are brothers and sisters of one family under Heavenly Parent. Based on this revelation, we should strive to create a world where people live for the sake of each other. When we can interact with this world with Heavenly Parent's viewpoint, We will be able to discover the visage of heavenly parents within each other's face and restore the heart of brothers and sisters. Wow. Points of contemplation. Reflect on your life and think if you have created barriers in the past. Think of what you can do to break those barriers. Draw a picture in your heart of the world where everyone is one family under Heavenly Parent. I did have some barriers. It was hard to break through. And I strive and fight a lot. And in the end, come to realize that being right is not right. It creates more strife. It creates more resentments. Even though I was right, actually I was wrong. Because I was placing all the situation on justice. But justice is many times blind, you know. But when I come to understand the path of the other person, a tremendous path of pain, then I find compassion in my heart towards that person. I understood why that person behaved towards me in a certain way that pushed my button and made me react in a bad way. Then I find a heart of forgiveness and a heart of understanding and even a heart of love, to love that person and accept as a brother. But that is not my merit. It's the heavenly mom and dad who lead me that path for me to understand. Especially that I'm coming from a family where we are very, police people. This is correct, this is justice, the justice is, it's what you have to do. But you have to be equality. And equality doesn't mean that 1 plus 1 is equal to. It can be also like 1 plus 1 means 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know if you understand me or what I want to say, but sometimes we think that equality is a fair share or give from every person, you know, to give the same amount and give in same way and give in same, and actually that's not true. Equality is that everybody is give, but give with the heart and give as much as they have, because if they have small container that cannot give you like you, that you have like 10 times more bigger container than the other person, but what the input that they put, that's maybe same effort like you do, that you have a container 10 times bigger than the other person, you know. Yeah. So in the end, the barriers are broken down, center on love, not center on justice, not center on truth. Truth is important, but the most important is love. Because even truth, if we apply without love, it can become cruel. It can become like cutting down. It can become like a sword. And we don't want to be such a people. The Cheon people are people of love. And I'm really grateful because God, it led me and gave me an incredible lessons that will stick to my heart forever. Yeah. Thank you for joining today, Hoondok Hae. I let you have your own contemplation over this point and today's message. And I truly wish you a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.